Castle in Staffordshire, Ripper.
The team fought in the 5th Wars with T-Bone, which lost in round 1 of its heat.
Ripper the Flippa, how good is he?
He's brilliant, brilliant.
What is he powered by?
Powered by 2 Bosch 750 motors, same as everybody else, but we've got this gigantic flipper on the front. So he's running at low pressure, 2 rams, whereas everyone else uses 1, so hoping to get all the robots out of the arena.
All of the robots? You're going to try for a house robot as well?
If we've got all the competitors out, we'll go for the house robots, why not?
A low-pressure flipper, but with other weapons, an axe and a disc interchangeable, a unique shape with a clear top cover to show the components inside. That's sensible. Hang on, is it? It's not. It's not.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the teams then. Ripper on the left, John Finlay at the controls, Reptirron the second, Gordon Townley in there at the controls. On the left, Zorro, Andrew Cottrell and his family, and Aggrobot as well. The Leech boys, there's Mr. Psycho, and there's Sergeant Bash too. Great colour and character in this battle. Who will survive? Ripper makes progress. Zorro looks distinctive. Aggrobot backs away with the new weaponry. Oh, goodness me! That's a slam from Zorro's 3-prong spinning cleaver. I wonder if Aggrobot will recover from that. Zorro is overturned now by Ripper. Can they self-right? Aggrobot is back in the action, but it could be all over for Zorro. Big Ripper flips Aggrobot. This is tremendous stuff. This is one of the best battles of the series so far. Aggrobot momentarily was wedged on the floor. Flipper. There's Ripper. There's the ref bot, trying to make some sense out of it. I can't. Zorro's on its side, heading out. There's Ripper looking powerful again. What on earth is Reptirron the second doing? Dancing over the flame, but Aggrobot gets a flip once more. Ripper using CO2 by the second, as the seconds are counted down and out on Zorro. And Andrew and Alex Cottrell and Fox Abrahams are beaten and hammered by Mr. Psycho. Great costumery, great fun, but they're out. There's Gordon Townley of Reptirron the second, piggybacking up on Aggrobot in the distance, as the impressive-looking Ripper stands sentinel. Peter and Bob Leach, great fun as well in the Aggrobot team, with the studs and the chains and the gear. And there's their Aggrobot machine trying to get away from Ripper. Whoa! There goes Mr. Psycho, the ref bot backing away, and why not? You would, wouldn't you? Sergeant Bash in there as well. They want the pit to be activated. They just generally want mechanical mayhem. And Zorro's getting that from Mr. Psycho. Sets him up. Oh, that's unfortunate. Rather dratted of him to get away from the hammer. Go on, Psycho, give chase. You won't win it. Ripper turning away. You can hear the alarm. That means the pit has been activated. Aggrobot away to the left. There we can see Gordon again, an engineer by trade at the controls of Reptirron. Zorro's out of it, don't forget, counted out. The Ripper expending energy on that. If it goes to a judge's decision, that may count against Ripper, although I think they've done enough anyway to go through. It's between Reptirron and Aggrobot for me, the second place. Zorro is twisted in the air. It will go to a judge's decision, it looks like. The time will beat the remaining 3 competitors to see which 2 go through. We know it will not be Zorro.
Just because you've got a hat doesn't mean you're going to get ahead. No tomorrow for Zorro. The rest have got to go to the judges who'll be looking at style, control, damage and aggression. While they're making up their minds, let's relive the highlights of that fantastic battle.
Oh, it was tremendous, Craig. Right from the start, action thick and fast. Aggrobot taking a blow there from Reptirron the second. Maybe just notching up a few points, but for me, Ripper was the more adventurous and aggressive. I think you'll agree. So it's between the other 2 who go through with Ripper.
Well, the judges have made their decision. They've gone for Ripper and Reptirron the second!
I noticed that you had a bit of technical difficulties in round 1. What went wrong?
That's right, we had our receiver was failing and we had to keep resetting the transmitter to reset the computer, and then it started again, so it was just a matter of getting it to the end of the fight, keep it going.
Have you rectified that?
We've got a new receiver in now and it's all working nice.
You are up against Daisy Cutter.
Yeah, no problems.
Really?
Yeah, no problems at all. We're going to hit him and flip him over.
Really?
In one go.
Daisy Cutter.
A fully outer shell rotating robot for Graham Adams, Simon Parks and Jacqueline Corser.
Ripper.
With its mighty Flippa. Very impressive so far. For David and John Finley and Stephen Johnson.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, as the two stand eyeball to eyeball, the blinking eye of Sir Killalot and the whirling dervish that is Shunt.
3, 2, 1.
The crowd awaits with bated breath. This has been a fine heat. Look at the size of Ripper. Daisy Cutter already on its side. Now where do they go from there? They have the stainless steel weapons spinning at 1200 RPM, but they need them to help the robot to self-right, otherwise they are pinned into ghastly submission. They tell us it's manoeuvrable, they tell us it's fast, they tell us it's very damaging. What they didn't tell us is that in the second round they would be counted out after the very first thrust from Ripper. What a disappointment. And the Daisy Cutter never bloom. This is going to be one powerful final, I can tell you, and Ripper sets up onto the house robot Shunt. Ripper 100 kilos, massive in size, brutish, brave or foolhardy, because will they sustain damage here ahead of the heat final? Should they have been dancing with death in this fashion? Taking on the house robots when you should be thinking of a heat final? Is that wise? Sir Killalot in an embrace with Ripper. The pit will descend, activated by Shunt. And the team that calls themselves the Roaming Robots team will be roaming into the final. Ripper, and looks pensive now and almost sheepish, don't you think? Oops, have I made a mistake? Have I pushed the patience of the house robots too far? Will that cause damage, for example? Fortune favours the brave, they say. Ah, but this is being churlish. They've flipped the Repbot. We have long memories, Ripper. Oh! Something's obviously gone off between Killalot and Repbot in the pits, because he doesn't like him either. Poor Repbot, what's he done to anyone? Shunt has an axe blowing on the Ripper. Sir Killalot's in there as well. It's all gone off. Ripper started it all, we will remember. The Finley boys and Stephen Johnson look on. Ripper through to the heat final. Will we have any robots left to fight in there representing the house? It's all gone a little bit crazy out there. And Sir Killalot has a word. I actually think there's a puncture mark on the side of Ripper if we have a close... Is that what's left, partially left of the Repbot, I wonder? Oh, we got a flip in at the end. We had a little bit of revenge. Great fun. Terrific fun. Super timing there. The floor fighting back. The floor strewn with debris, part of which is Daisy Cutter, let's not forget. Beaten in this second round. And I think this is all playing into the hands of Firestorm, you know. They'll be laughing loudest. You wait and see. You mark my words. Fun while it lasted. He who cries last cries longest in Robot Wars.
Cease.
Well, it all ends in tears for Daisy Cutter. Ripper go through, but at what cost? Will the house robots ever forgive them? Let's hear it for Ripper! What do you reckon?
It had to be done. Had to be done.
The house robots are never going to forgive that, though.
No, I think that was a bad move, actually.
The thing is, I mean, you took them all out, really. It wasn't the house robots that got you, it was the arena floor.
That's right, we didn't think about that.
Yeah, the flipper flipped you over.
That's right.
But quite devastating robot, really, isn't it?
It's good. It's all titanium.
Yeah.
And that's the first real time it's actually worked.
Yeah, and titanium, it's it's very strong.
Very strong.
So you're not really scared of the spinners?
Not really. We can take a hit. But we had to flip them over straight away.
What about Firestorm, though?
Another kettle of fish.
I know, because this is some robot.
Yeah, that's right.
It's fast.
Very fast. Very
It's strong.
That's right.
They're very experienced. He's a great driver.
Well, we'll be better. We'll be better.
You'll be better. I like a bit of confidence. We've got quite a strong fan base now. They love the house robots getting taken apart.
Yes.
So, what are you going to do? I mean, the plan in the final, CPZs and all that. You're going to try and sort of get Firestorm into the CPZ so that
they're not going in the CPZs. They're going out the arena.
Because you don't want to go anywhere near the CPZ.
No. So when we go out if we go out this competition, we're going out in bin bags, I think now.
Okay, you are a marked robot now.
Yes.
All right. Well, enjoy it. It's all good fun, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for Ripper.
Terrific final, Craig. Ripper against Firestorm V. I don't know who I tip here. It's going to be very close.
All through to the final. How are you feeling?
Always nervous again. Especially even more now we know the house robots are on our back.
Now, you are up against a mighty opponent. Do you
we
think you can take them out?
Depends who gets the first flip. If we get alongside them and get a flip on, then keep on top of them, then we can.
A lot of seats have gone out. Are you going to take them down?
We hope so.
Firestorm V.
Perhaps their wedding carriage, a Firestorm made for two, Graham Bone and Hazel Heslop.
Ripper.
A team from Nottingham, John and David Finley and Stephen Johnson.
Roboteers, stand by.
Sir Killalot is in the arena for the house robots, the Pincer and the Lance, and Matilda with the tusks and the flywheel.
2, 1.
This to clinch the very last place available for the series semi-finals in the 7th Wars, and Firestorm 5 immediately on the attacking and underneath Ripper. And Ripper upended. And I'm not too sure whether they'll be able to surf right from there. If Firestorm 5 simply backs away and leaves them, Ripper will be beaten. It'll be very boring, mind you. Go on, get in. Put them back down so they can fight again. Might be daft, might be foolhardy, but it makes good Robot War 7th Wars action, and that's what we're here to see. Well done, Firestorm 5, getting into the drama of things. I hope they win after all this. Firestorm 5 against Ripper. I hope Ripper gets its big thrusting flipper working as well, because we haven't really seen it, or are they just waiting their moment like that? But they missed. And Firestorm 5 gets in underneath again, and they hit. That's the difference in experience between the two, perhaps. Firestorm 5 have them pinned up there on the arena side wall. And I don't think Ripper will come back down this time. John Finley at the controls as Graham and Hazel look on. Job done. Twice in Robot Wars, the 5th and 6th series, they have finished twice. What's happened to the count? What on earth's happened? Refbot? What have you gone? Euro? I don't know. 28, 29, 10? He's gone daft. Firestorm 5 are the winners. And Ripper out of the arena. A wry smile on the face of a very, very good roboteer.
Cease.
Well, the Ripper with the flipper, done up like a kipper. Firestorm burn through to the series semi-finals. Firestorm, second seeds. Very good robot. Very good. But then again, so are you.
Yeah, we took damage in the last when we foolishly attacked the house robots.
You see?
And our scoot wasn't flat when we went in there, so we knew that we were on the back foot.
Yeah.
Because he's on the ground at the front. So.
He's very low at the front, isn't he?
Right.
You couldn't seem to get under him.
No.
But you didn't seem to have that many opportunities to get under him anyway.
No, he's a very good driver, very experienced.
He's slippery, isn't he?
Very. And we're still learning.
Yeah, you are new boys. He's developing a nasty streak as well, isn't he?
He is.
See the way he just tipped you over there at the end?
He saved us from the house robots, I think.
They could have come and gave you a mauling, I suppose.
That's right, yeah. We're grateful for
he was
that.
being cruel to be kind.
That's right, yeah.
You did well. You got to the heat final.
That's right.
We're pleased with it.
Yeah,
We're pleased.
well, I mean, it's a great sort of showing, isn't it?
That's right. We've got a year now to make it good.
How are you going to build on from here?
Get a lower scoop.
Get a
Get
lower
underneath
scoop?
him next time. That's right.
But anyway, we've enjoyed having you. It's nice to have new blood, and I tell you what, you've caused a storm here. There's been people quaking. People are happy to avoid you.
No, we'll be back.
And you went out to the second seed. There's no shame in that.
That's right. That's right.
No shame in that. Ladies and gentlemen, please, what fantastic Roboteers. Let's hear it for Ripper!
From Newcastle in Staffordshire, Ripper.
A machine with attitude and talent.
There's 5 other robots in there.
That's right.
Are you feeling afraid at this stage?
A little bit. It's going to be carnage, I'm sure. We're going to just stay out of the way and see what happens.
2 750-watt motors at 24 volts, a low-pressure Flippa. Does have other weapons. Good driver control, but thin armour could be a problem here.
Roboteers, stand by.
Can opener, Flippa, U2, Ripper, Robochicken, and Raging Knightmare. Robots in the arena. Stand by for the first round of the Annihilator after the break. Welcome back to the Annihilator. 6 robots start, only 1 will be left standing. There they are, tense and awaiting the action.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the teams. Starting off with Flipper on the left-hand side, Joe Morawski, U2, Ian, Scott Lockhart and Tony Tabrell, and Can Opener, captained by Andrew Paul Kane there on the right-hand side. Tom Kane and Alistair O'Neill with him. There's Raging Knightmare on the left, Nigel Paget, Malcolm and Lee Summers, Ripper in the middle, John Finley, Stephen Johnson and David Finley, and Robochicken, Jason Snow, Farron White and Alec Dick. Dead Metal's in the arena for the House Robots. And also Matilda with the spinning flywheel.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
First, robot knocked out or immobilised, KO'd from the contest. 5 will carry on. Ripper flipping over Can Opener. Robochicken is flipped over. There, under pressure, is U2. Raging Knightmare was in there somewhere as well. In the middle there, you can see. Also, right against the arena wall is Flipper underneath U2. Is Flipper moving? Goodness me, it'll be for the first time in Robot Wars history if it is. Raging Knightmare crashing against Can Opener. Can Opener against the arena side wall. Wonder if we're going to see another shot of the highly mobile Flipper. They're armed and dangerous up there. In the control post, Metal is in there as well. Ripper taking on Can Opener. Can Opener is on the verge of oblivion, right on the arena. So, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's a million times worse than the dentist drill of your worst ever nightmares. Did you hear it going in? Flipper is still in there, fighting. A very good fight. Can Opener safely now in the arena centre. Spinning, looking for trouble. Flipper and U2. Which one was immobilised first? If indeed they have been immobilised, Robochicken. They went over very early on. Dented, bruised, battered. Are they still mobile? Ripper looks good value for me. And Can Opener, the Annihilator champion. Certainly still moving his Raging Knightmare. Using one of those 30 CO2 launches on board to self-right. Can Opener spinning. These are the best 3 for me. Not about 3 going through from this stage. 5 go through from this stage. Goodness me, avoid that pit, Can Opener, because technically everyone is still alive at this stage, I think. Ripper fighting with Raging Knightmare. Stay away from peril, because there are others in more dire straits than you, like Robochicken. I think they were the first to be immobilised right at the start. The ref bot agrees with me, and that's the end of the hen-pecked Robochicken. Laid a couple of rotten eggs, and although the others are now going down in the pit, they'll be okay to fight another day, as it were. Can Opener and all. Robochicken first to fall.
flipping fantastic way to begin the Annihilator. Chaos and carnage in the war zone. Lots of robots turned over, but Robochicken, they went out first, so they go out of the competition.
Can opener.
Here they come then with the pincers. Can opener. Defending the Annihilator title.
Ripper.
Good competitor with the big flipper. Ripper. There they are, the teams together. Ripper on the left, John Finley, Stephen Johnson and David Finley. Can opener, Andrew Paul Kane, Tom Kane and Alistair O'Neill.
Raging Knightmare.
Series semi-finalists in the UK Championships.
U2.
Fought in the Fifth Wars as Lamsey. Here comes Flippa.
Flipper.
Here comes Flippa. Here comes Flippa. Ah. Red carded. No entry. Leaving two teams. U2 there on the right-hand side and Raging Knightmare on the left.
Roboteers, stand by.
What on earth happened to Flipper? Shunt. And Matilda.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Mechanical failure let down Flipper. 4 in the arena. Raging Knightmare taking a bashing from U2 and overturned by Ripper. And Ripper right in the thick of things there. And look at Can Opener linked together with Raging Knightmare. Pinched together perhaps. And look at Ripper, that is immensely powerful. Big, sturdy, 100 kilos in weight, plenty of drive from the 750 watt motors running at 24 volts. It's a low pressure flipper. They can bring in other weapons if they want. I like the look of Ripper, the Nottinghamshire based roboteering team. Can Opener still in the thick of things as well. They can change those pincer blades. Raging Knightmare hops about. U2 is overturned. I don't know whether they can self-right from there, U2. A flipping battle going on elsewhere, but this could prove decisive. Can Opener came in as Raging Knightmare was flipping about all over the place. U2 on its side. Now I don't think they can get down from there. Still statuesque. U2, the pit has been alarmed, in other words, activated. And U2 is about to go out, or will they? Will they beat the count here as Raging Knightmare topples? Has to go down quickly to save U2. It's a matter of seconds. U2 or Raging Knightmare. It's U2. Bang, gone. Raging Knightmare survives by the skin of their teeth. How on earth do they survive there? U2 may well bleat about it, but they're out.
Well, Raging Knightmare was perched on the edge of the pit, but U2 got counted out. So U2, they go out.
We like Joe Moravsky, we don't like his robot flipper. Ah, what a spree! Then there were 3, Ripper, Can Opener, Raging Knightmare.
Congratulations, you all through the next round of the Annihilator.
Thank you, thank you.
There's only 3 robots in there now.
That's right.
What are your tactics going to be?
See what happens. You can't really make tactics, because with 3, one will go for the other and then there'll be one left. And if hopefully we'll be the one left, and then we'll be able to take whoever out we want.
You'll just be running around the arena, having a nice time.
Yeah.
Spot of sunbathing.
Why not?
Why not? There are only 3 robots, but one of those robots is the current Annihilator champion.
He is. We're a little bit worried, but we're quite confident that we can take him.
What's his biggest weakness? Because he can't actually spit you out, can he?
He can basically crush us, but all he's crushing is air. So that's his weakness. We can actually pick him up and move him around the arena. So we can basically, that's what we're going to do, pick him up, move him around the arena.
Flip him over the side?
We're going to have a good go at doing that. He's a bit big though. He doesn't like being flipped over the side because he's big.
Raging Knightmare.
be left to fight a lone cause here. Nigel Paget, Lee and Malcolm Summers. I'll tell you why in a moment.
Can opener.
2 machines ready to come in. Can opener the first. Why do I say 2? It's significant.
Ripper.
Out comes Ripper the second. The team's very close friends, I can tell you. Will they gang up on Raging Knightmare? Ripper on the left-hand side, John and David Finley, Stephen Johnson, Can opener, Andrew Paul Kane, Tom Kane and Alistair O'Neill.
Roboteers, stand by.
Politics going on here? I wonder. Sergeant Bash in there for the house robots? Dead Metal 2? Very tense.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Could gang warfare be about to erupt? In the Annihilator, Ripper attacking Raging Knightmare. Can opener attacking Raging Knightmare. I had an inkling this might happen. And Ripper on Raging Knightmare once again. Sergeant Bash almost coming in as a protecting force. Raging Knightmare. Go on, we support the underdogs on Robot Wars between the two of them. And they'll have their work cut out now, though. Ripper looks very strong to me. Should have done better in the UK Championships. Can opener overturned by Raging Knightmare. It's backs to the wall stuff, though. For Lee Summers, the 17-year-old apprentice engineer driving Raging Knightmare. Overturned once and twice by Ripper. Can opener pinces. Ooh, it looks painful out there, doesn't it? The Can opener team looking on. Saw a shot of Andrew Kane, a hydraulic engineer by trade. Look at the holes now in Raging Knightmare. Still brave enough to self-right punctured though. Can opener trying to overturn it. Well, if Raging Knightmare is beaten here and the 2 other teams go through, will friendships end there? Will rivalry, intense rivalry, take over? Can opener pushing as Ripper presses the pit release. And teamwork, I'm afraid, did it. As far as Raging Knightmare is concerned, beaten by 2 very good machines who linked well. Now, I could be imagining all this, and it may be coincidence. We'll have to wait and see. Have to wait and see if Raging Knightmare eventually gives up. Or whether Can opener will be dragged down after it. The judges would go for Can opener if that happened, I'm sure. They're both there on the end. Meanwhile, Ripper is learning valuable lessons about Can opener as the seconds dribble away. And Raging Knightmare eliminated from the Annihilator.
Cease.
Raging Knightmare. They have a nightmare. Teamwork from Can opener and Ripper. Can opener and Ripper in the Annihilator final. Feeling confident? You can't have an alliance in the final. It's got to be head to head.
We'll show him.
Yeah.
We'll show him.
Will you? Great flipper.
Yes, very good.
Do you reckon you can get him out the arena?
I think so, yes.
Is that what you're going to go for?
Yeah, that's what we're going to have to go for. Get him out the arena and just play about then.
Alrighty then. I can't wait to see the Annihilator final. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Ripper and Can opener.
For all the others, it's boo-hoo, because now we're down to 2. Can opener, the defending champions, and Ripper.
Ripper the Flipper, you made it through to the Annihilator final.
did.
How are you feeling?
As always, nervous, but quite excited.
You are up against the current champion.
We are. We're a little bit concerned.
They have a lot of experience in these Annihilators.
They do, yeah.
What do you think their tactics are going to be?
Very quickly come in and crush, get our rams. That's what they're going to do. Take our rams out, and then we've got no chance of doing anything to them, really. They can out-push us.
So what are you going to do to counteract them doing
3,
that?
2, 1, activate, straight over, put them out the arena.
Just like that.
That
Just like
sounds easy.
Sounds easy.
We'll see if it is or not.
Can opener.
The lighter, but the quicker of the 2. The team, Andrew and Tom Kane and Alistair O'Neill driving.
Ripper.
as the Flippa has the power for me. John and David Finlay and Stephen Johnson, the weapon operator.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the Annihilator final, representing the house robots, Matilda and also Mr. Psycho.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Can opener, the defending Annihilator champion, but for me up against it. Ripper flipping, once missing at the second time of asking though. And Can opener around the side. Ripper's ground clearance, 0.5 centimetre. Can opener's 1 centimetre, but an invertible robot can run either way up, don't forget. With its hydraulic piercing jaws. Very even so far. They crash and bash and bounce off each other. The Can opener prepares for a drive. What's happened to Ripper? Ripper can't get out from the arena wall. Has their control gone? I think it might have done, you know. They still got flippability. The old FF flippability factor on Robot Wars. They're moving because Can opener is dragging them. I think they've lost forward motion, Ripper. Which means that Can opener, although for long periods in this Annihilator has not looked at its best, could well triumph again. Spinning away. Now let's see if Ripper can come after them. They can't, can they? They're sort of crab-like, moving from side to side as the crab-looking machine, Can opener, virtually pierces the pit release. Oh, Mr. Psycho came out of the CPZ and tried to have a hammer blow on Ripper. That was a bit naughty, because Ripper was not in that CPZ. So you go and tell Mr. Psycho off.
Why not?
We're looking there at the Ripper team. They're looking worried, aren't they? I'm intrigued to find out what has gone wrong there. Oh, no, the CPZ! And the smile is on the face of Tom Kane in the Can opener team, because they know now that Ripper is at the mercy of Mr. Psycho. The big blow comes down. Ripper simply can't move away. Hamstrung from the early stages of this Annihilator final, which has been about the survival of the strongest. The strongest, most durable robot, not necessarily the most effective over short distances, or with a massive weaponry impact over a short time factor. Can opener once again has gone the distance. There could yet be a twist in the tail though, because if Can opener gets too close, that close to the arena side wall, Ripper can flip him out. That's why Ripper jostling for position at the moment, and that's why Can opener, you'll see, oh now they've gone straight onto the Flipper, but they can pinch in and grapple and hold on. Oh dear, and crumple as well. Look at that. Can opener is smoking. Are they locked in an embrace of doom? Okay, so the ref bot's counting down. Help me out. Who's it counting down? Must be Ripper, mustn't it? Must be Ripper. Can opener smoking, but Ripper's light and flicker of flame of life went out a long time ago. Has to be Can opener for me.
Ripper, a top flipping robot. But if anyone can beat him, Can opener can. Ripper counted out. Can opener remain the Annihilator champions! Hey.
Yep.
Ripper the Flipper.
Yep.
What went wrong?
First impact on the side, we think a chain's come off. We lost drive to one side, then it was just round in circles from there.
It's gone round in circles.
Yeah, but we were still defending ourselves.
You're quite close to that team, aren't you?
Sort of.
Yeah, I mean, well, who does the driving? Who did the driving for Can opener?
I've driven Can opener before.
You've driven Can opener before, so you're quite close. And then both of you ganged up on Raging Knightmare, didn't you? And gave him a right good kicking.
Raging Knightmare were our biggest threat. because there's certain parts, certain positions in our machine where we can't self-right. And being a new machine, we're still ironing out the bugs, so we had to get rid of the flipper.
You know, they're reigning Annihilator champions.
Yeah.
Annihilator champions again, so there's no disgrace going out to them.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, raise the roof for Ripper!